Hi and welcome. Today we're going to be doing a practice with a strap in order to get pelvic alignment. So for me, when I do this, I feel musculature that releases that's been holding for too long and musculature that starts working because of the imbalance of the holding. This does feel different from side to side, so don't be surprised if you feel a difference. The stuff that you will need today: a mat, preferably one that has some good grip, blocks, a strap, and a chair and a wall. So we will be using the wall later. It's mostly just so that the chair doesn't go sliding on you. It's always better to have a surface that you can lean against rather than taking the chance with something moving. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is set up your blocks for some forward fold practice. So just having those towards the top of your mat, and then grab your strap. So I have a looped strap, something that's going to hold really well so that if I pull, it's not going to come apart. The first thing that we're going to do is check to see that the strap is about from the upper hip, right? So this is going to be the top of the ilium or part of your pelvic half. You want to find that bone and come up about that high, possibly a little bit higher. So I'm actually going to loosen my strap a little bit for this forward fold. You always want to make sure that the strap is somewhere you can grab it and that the buckle is going to be off of the skin, so always somewhere towards the side of the body. So the way that we're going to work this is that we're going to come to standing with the heels pretty close together. So ideally, big toe mounds are together, little toe mounds are, big toe mounds are together, and heels are separated. So you can already tell that this is not going to be long enough. So I'm going to open that again. So I'm just taking a minute, fidget with your strap. So what I'm looking for is that the length is going to be long enough when you put this underneath your heels. If you need more stability and the feet are wider, then obviously we need to open it up more. I want this to come to about the back of the gluteal separation or right onto the sacrum here. So I'm going to squat down just a bit and start to work this up onto my sacrum so that as I lengthen my legs, whether they are straight or not, I have feedback of the strap onto my back. So then as I fold, I'm just going to start to settle in. So as I settle, right, or as you settle, feeling the lower belly pulling in, feeling the quadriceps pulling up, pushing down into the heels, even though there is weight into the toes. If you find that you want to go lower, either sliding the hands down the legs or reaching for your blocks, really working on keeping the back nice and straight, right? So we're not convex, we're not concave, right? We're nice and straight. And just taking a few moments to feel. Maybe noticing that if you bend the knees, you can tip the tailbone up in space, roll the tailbone into the body, find the neutral, and then again, lengthening the legs. So here you can see that I'm going to shift forward now because I'm a little bit more open, which is going to be hip over knee over the outer ankle. So as we work here, maybe noticing the ability to come down lower. And my hands are slightly forward here today, which you can be directly underneath. You don't have to be forward. If there's still more, if you're still feeling like there's not enough, then we'll take a block and start to tip the block out. So allowing the upper body to come down as the tailbone or the sacrum is still pushing upward. Pulling the belly in, feeling the quads working their way up. Notice how you feel, notice where you are. Stay in a depth that feels good for you. If you go forward and you don't like it, come back up. And then as you're ready, bringing the block in, transferring the hands to the legs, bend into the knees, let the strap release. So just the first thing, should feel really good. Super open through hamstrings, a little bit of work coming in through here. So you can see how high that was. This is my hip bone. I went a little bit higher. So we're gonna cinch this down quite a bit. We want it to be, if you place your heel in it, to be a little bit above the hip crease, right? So right where the leg would meet the torso. And again, you can adjust this as you get into it. So a couple things that we're gonna start with is just a little bit of an open stance. So we're gonna come to a wide leg. And we're gonna place the strap onto the right foot. I'll turn that actually. So just making sure that we have space and that the buckle is not going to hit us. So once you place the strap onto the right heel, we're going to step the left leg in it. And we're going wide. This wants to come right into the crease of the hip, right? Right where the body is going to bend, right where the leg is going to come up. So you can see that pretty good here. And again, right, the tail of my strap, if I need to, I can grab it and straighten it. The buckle is nowhere near my skin. So we want to make sure that the heels and toes are on the same line. I always recommend to stand on the back line of your mat. If you have a mat that has lines on it, awesome, or just use your eyeballs, make sure that you're in the right stance. So we should see that the blade of the foot is pretty even with the short size of the mat. As we press down through the outer foot, you should feel a pretty good pull into the hip crease. So just to test this, start to bend the right knee, you'll feel it release, and then press up. Bending into the left leg, you're gonna feel this increase that hip sensation, and then relax. Placing the palms right onto those hip creases, we're gonna exhale and hinge forward. So ideally, we're keeping the back long like we had it in that forward fold. Hands can come to the shins, a block, the floor, whatever feels good. Still pressing down through the outer blade of the foot. And then as you're getting ready to rise, you're gonna think about pulling inward on the heels. It's gonna activate the inner thigh. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Step the feet together, and we'll just switch sides. So you're gonna wanna turn your strap just in case you need to adjust it from side to side. Step the foot in, feel it come right into the crease of the hip, making sure that the heels are on the same plane, and feel that getting tight, right? Not too tight, it should just press into the flesh. If you're not used to a strap pressing into the flesh, it's gonna feel uncomfortable the first few times that you do it. Don't worry about it, okay? So again, testing this theory, it should loosen as you bend it into the left leg. It should feel tight as you straighten. It should get even tighter if you bend into the right leg. And then as you're ready, hands into that hip crease. Exhale, hinging forward, reach the heart long. Hands can come to the legs, to the blocks, or to the floor. Squeeze the inner heels, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale to rise. Step the feet together and release. So, coming to the chair. This is going to be interesting. You definitely want your chair on the mat, and the mat, ideally against the wall. Bear with me as we shift. Making sure there's no wrinkles in anything. And that the chair is against the wall, right? So if I push it, it's not going anywhere. And then So we're thinking about warrior one posture, where one leg is forward, one leg is back, and we're in this bent knee structure here. We aren't gonna worry about turning the heel out to the side and keeping the pelvis towards the chair, right? We're gonna come into more of a lunging sensation, which should feel really good actually. So I'm gonna begin here with my right leg, since it's facing you and it's a little bit easier to see. So I'm gonna step the right leg in and the left heel. So as the right leg goes in, the left leg is gonna come into and pull back, right? So just beginning here, making sure that we've got a good space, right? So tail is where it's accessible, the buckle is not digging into my skin. If I elongate the leg back, I can feel the pull into the hip crease. So now what I wanna do is step rather close to the chair and bring the foot up. As I lean forward, I'm gonna step the foot back and then lift. So you can see the heel is lifted high, my leg is on the chair, and I'm deeply bent, reaching long through the left heel and really trying to squeeze into the hamstring as I pull the hip crease back. You're gonna feel an immediate difference if you're a person that likes to open the hips in these postures. When we keep a closed pelvis and we're facing forward, this keeps you more in that alignment. So definitely feeling some more opening through that left front hip. So just taking a few breaths. If you feel steady, inhale and reach the palm up. And then we'll exhale, place the hands onto the chair, and release out. So now that I have an idea of where I want to go, I'm gonna place that right heel down at about the same place where my left heel was. I'm gonna step into it. I wanna make sure that that's hooked onto my heel. I'm gonna bring my foot onto the chair. And again, right heel is lifting high, and then exhaling to drop in. So really utilizing the hamstring pulling from the knee to the sitting bone, feeling that opening through the front of the leg here. Torso can be in a 45, so hands can come to the wall to support you or back edge of the chair. Or again, if you're feeling a little more open, keeping the spine upright. So just notice where you're at on this side. This one's typically my tighter side from the pelvis of this left leg. So I just work a little bit differently from side to side. Although I've been doing this work for a few weeks, so it seems like I'm really open, but I can tell you I'm feeling a whole lot here. If you're comfortable, reach the palms up. As you're ready, exhale, bringing hands to the wall or to the chair, and start to step out of it. However you want to come out, it really doesn't matter to me. I just want you out. So we're going to change this from warrior one to a warrior two. So you can see here that my pelvis is much more open and no longer closed towards the wall, right? So we're going to stick with the chair work for a little bit. So we're going to bring that right hip back in, and then we're going to hook the foot. So before we move the back foot, get it on the foot, put the foot onto the chair, and start to heel toe the back leg open, just to a place that feels comfortable for you. So you can see that my torso is now facing a little bit more of a 45-degree angle rather than a 90-degree to the wall. If you're feeling unsteady, to sneak in a little bit because I want to be able to reach for this wall, and I want this leg to be more at a 90 rather than coming back. So you see the difference in the shin here. So I'm going to slide it in even more so that I have more forward drop than I do back leg opening. This was nice about, doing this in real time, is you can see the adjustments that we make during a practice, which I feel is important for people to know, especially on a video, right? You're like, oh, everything looks so perfect. It's not. Check the back foot, make sure that the back toes are coming up to about a 45-degree angle as well. And then you're gonna reach that left arm to the wall, reach the right arm up to the sky. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale and work this right arm back, start to twist and open the chest. So I'm pushing my fingertips into the wall. I'm squeezing my belly. My left rib to my right hip is the work that I'm taking. And then I'm gonna really pull into this hamstring and deeply bend. You might notice a wrapping of the back glutes. You're definitely gonna feel some opening sensation through the inner thigh, through the front of the leg. And then we'll back off of that for a moment. Just lengthening the leg, release. Bring those palms to the pelvis. Keep your chest open towards me. So now we're gonna reach the palm straight out. Exhale, bend into the left leg, and then bring the palm to the top edge of your chair. So I didn't do that with just my arm. I let my entire torso drop down so that I'm in more of a diagonal line. Try not to let the head drop. Head just follows along with the body. Reaching, right arm back. So this is more of a side bend, right? Definitely learning to feel the diagonal. And then we'll inhale to rise, release the palms, and drop the leg. So as you step out, just stand in Tadasana, coming straight. Notice the difference that you feel around both of the legs. And we're gonna come into second side. So my back is gonna be towards you on this one. So again, we wanna step the heel in, step the right leg in and up, taking a moment as you adjust. So first I wanna find the deep bend into the right leg, and then I'm gonna heel toe my foot back just until it feels good on both inner thighs, into the crease of the hip, and then the knee feels nice and stable. You're not gonna be able to see the toes here, right? Like when we're normally in a warrior two, you can see the top of the foot. You cannot see that on a chair. So then as you're ready, reaching the arms out, exhale and twist. Fingertips can still reach for the wall. Working that twist, right rib to the left hip is what we're working. Can you find more bend into the right knee? Push into that right foot, release, hands can come to the hips. So we're gonna take the right arm out, keep that left palm onto the hip, start to bend into the leg, and then we're gonna tip through the pelvis, through the spine, keeping the heart open, and reach for the top of the chair. Take the back arm straight out. If you want to feel more like side angle stretch, you can reach the arm up and over. Take the arm back out, press into the foot, and rise. So we're going to switch back to this first side. Step in, put the heel in, foot goes up. Start to heel toe back, just slightly. Deeply bend into the front leg. When you're ready, exhale twist. Right here to here is that binding. Reaching out for the wall and widen. Both arms are nice and long, really pressing in through the outer back foot. What's nice about the strap is that it goes right over that front ankle. Right there where the strap is around the outer foot is where you want to push into here. So we'll start by lengthening the leg. Release the back arm. Bend into the knee. Fingertips will hit the wall. And then exhale, start to tilt. Palm either comes to the back of the chair, or I'm gonna go to the back of the leg. It could be to the inside. It's gonna be up to you. I'll switch it halfway through. So palm can come to a block or to the seat. And then we're gonna reach the arm up. Turn your palm to the sky. Bring the palm overhead and start to reach towards the wall. So now that strap is in that hip crease. I want you to think about releasing the hip crease even more. Lengthen through the torso. Push your arm into the knee and twist. Gaze can go up if you want, doesn't have to. This posture becomes more challenging with the arm behind the knee. Inhale to rise and release. So now, second side, we'll step the foot in, step the back foot in, place the foot to the chair, and start to open. Take your time here. You might notice that you're a little more open each time that you come in to the pose. So I'm gonna back off. I'm gonna reach my arms wide. Exhale, bend into the hip. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze the belly and rotate. As you're ready, start to hinge into the hip, reaching for the top edge of your chair, or a block on the inside of the ankle, or fingertips to the chair to the inside of the ankle. We're gonna turn the palm to face the sky and reach the arm overhead. Notice if you're really side bending, I want you to again drop into the strap and then match the sides, right? So take that deep bend out of the rib cage, see if you can lengthen it. Inhale to rise, and exhale, release. So as we notice a difference from side to side, work with it. No big deal. There's always going to be a difference. The reason that we're doing this pelvic work is to help get the opening through both sides of the pelvis so that we're feeling even, so that we're not walking through life with one hip hiked up or vice versa. So taking that strap again, making sure that the buckle isn't going to be on any flesh that's uncomfortable. Bring that right heel in, step the left leg through, take it out to the side. We're coming back into that wide-legged fold. Have a block accessible here, or you can use the chair. We're gonna exhale and hinge, reaching the hands to the block, to the floor, or to the chair. I'm gonna choose a block here just to help with this twisting action. So I have my block just on a small height. Pull the belly in, press through the outer feet, squeeze up through the front of the leg. You're gonna place that right palm into the middle of the block, so directly underneath the nose. Left hand is gonna reach onto the sacrum. As you're ready, we're gonna exhale and squeeze the belly. Work the twist with every exhale. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, find the twist. So this exhale here is gonna be the right rib to the left hip. If it feels okay, gaze to the side. Otherwise, keep your gaze to the floor. Inhale to come back to the center. Take a moment. Squeeze the heels together. Bring the palms to the hips and rise. You can heel toe the feet in, step the feet together, and we'll switch sides. One of the reasons why I like that so much is that the side that we are twisting to, right, where we have the strap at, gives you really nice feedback of what that hip is supposed to feel like while you are in the twist. So step right leg through, place just the left foot through the strap, hook it onto the heel, and step wide. Take a moment, make sure that heels are on the same plane, toes are facing forward, and that we're tight enough into that hip crease. Bringing hands to the hips, take an inhale, exhale, hinge from that crease, coming forward. Hands can reach to a block or to the chair. Feeling weight into the toes rather than into the heels. Pull up into the thighs. Plant that left palm underneath the nose. Take the right hand to the sacrum. Deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze the belly and twist. There's a little bit of a pressing into the block with this hand as well. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. You can really feel where the restriction is from side to side. If it feels okay, you can take the gaze to the side. And again, we're thinking about that left rib cage to the right hip. Really pushing down, rooting down into both heels, both blades of the feet. And then inhale to release. Take a breath. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Transfer the hands up. Come to rise. Heel toe or step the feet together. You can move your block. You can take your chair and move it out of the way. Ideally, you're going to be staying on a mat. I'm going to be doing this one facing you, and then I'll show you from the side so that you can see the two angles, so my foot will not be on the mat. So we're going to work some standing poses here, which should feel pretty good, actually. So, again, we want to make sure that that buckle is going to be on the outer leg. So I'm going to start with the left heel in my strap and my right hip coming forward. And I'm going to reach by taking my toes forward until I can drop down and feel a little bit of an anchor here. And then I'll take my foot further back, right? So you can see this angle. My hips are facing you, not open. This is a very different angle. You can even see that the heel is doing something different. So we are in just a lunging posture. This is also a warrior one posture, but we have to have really open hips to get there. So this is what it's going to look like facing you. If I were to face the side, so for me to get in here, tipping the body forward, bringing the weight into that front leg, and then sliding my foot back, right? And this seems pretty open, but I'm pretty open now. Coming up all the way into a lunge. So when we're here, I want you to think about pulling up this way through the hamstring, through the calf. You're gonna reach it to the sky as you push through the heel. Then again, activating into the right hamstring, sink down. If you're feeling anything in the back, bring the body forward so that you're more angled, right? Nice long angle from the heel all the way to the crown of the head. You can float the arms behind you or out to the side. If you want more of a challenge, start to drop the palms forward, reach them up towards the ears, push into the front heel as you lift the torso. pull the belly in. So we're not going into a back bend, right? Hug, belly up. Feel the inner thigh activate and squeeze together. Dropping into your warrior two. You're gonna take this left hand and left foot, rotate the heel, drop it down, start to open into your warrior two. Now, take the gaze over the front arm. And just notice the difference of how it feels here as opposed to being on the chair. Flip the palm, inhale to rise. Inhale, come back. Exhale, palms to the pelvis. Straighten the leg. We're coming into triangle pose. So if you need to adjust the back foot, adjust. Have your block somewhere accessible. I can reach mine pretty well. Or you can use the leg. Make sure that the knee and the toes are pointing forward and that the back foot, again, we're at about a 45-degree angle here. So here we're gonna start to pull this hip crease back. You can see that the strap is no longer tight. I want you to feel that difference, but the strap is still here, so you should notice, right? Try not to do anything weird with the head, keep it in line with the spine. So as we hinge into this, exhale and squeeze, left rib to right hip. Sorry, this is right rib to left hip. Start to slide the arm down the leg and go only as far as feels good for you. This is a big hamstring stretch. This is a big inner thigh opener on the back leg. For me, I feel it in the back, which actually feels really good. If you were to have a block here, the block is to the back, to the outside of the ankle as you come into this angle. Wherever you are is perfect. Again, exhale and open. You can reach the top arm up, gazing straight towards me or to the floor. Notice what that bottom shoulder is doing. If it's coming forward, pull that shoulder blade back and down, right? So mine was forward, so there's no sunlight here. It's coming up towards my ear. As I rotate and pull back and down, you can see now that there's sunlight between my hair and my shoulder. Release the arm from the top to the hip, bend into the front leg. Inhale to rise, warrior two. Turn onto the toes and step forward. So I'll face you again, making sure that you've got your block set up. Turn the buckle so that it's not in the way. Actually, I'm gonna do it with my back towards you. Sometimes I feel like that's really helpful. So left leg goes in, right heel starts to reach back in space. I'm gonna take a short stance and start to bend into this front leg. I'm gonna reach my heart forward as I begin to lengthen back and come in to my stance. So we'll start with the heel lifted, palms to the hips, squeeze into this hamstring, lift that right hamstring to the sky. Feel like you're in one diagonal line, crown to the heel. Reach the palms back. Start to shift the palms forward, bring the bicep next to the ear, push into the front heel and rise. Nice straight spine. As you're ready, turn onto the ball of the back foot, drop it down, coming into your warrior two. Flip that top arm, reach the back hand down the leg, and inhale to rise. Straighten through the legs, drop the palms to the hip. So again, this isn't gonna be as tight as it was a moment ago. Coming into triangle pose. You're gonna start to fold into this hip crease. Strap gets a little bit lighter, but we know how it should feel now. start to drag or drop that left palm down onto the leg. You can reach for your block at any height. So again, differences here. I'm coming to a tall block. Exhale, squeeze the belly. With the bottom arm, pull the shoulder blade back, rotate it out externally, pull the blade towards the spine, let the head release. Pull the belly in, push through the feet, inhale, reach that right arm up. Either gazing at the floor or straight across the room. So I was talking about earlier the rib cage, right? And how straight it looks. We don't want to be in a convex here where we're lifting up, but we also don't want to be concave where we're pushing down. We want to feel that the rib cage is nice and even on both sides. So just notice what that means or what you need. As you're ready, we're going to drop the back arm, bend into the left leg, inhale to rise, warrior two. Take the gaze forward. You can either release the hands to the hips or start to drop the right arm back as you rotate onto the foot, coming back into your lunge. Release the palms, take the heart forward, step together, and let that drop. So now that we're feeling really open into the hips, we're gonna come into our malasana or squat posture. So if you prefer something underneath the heels or underneath the sitting bones, do take it. So I'll start with a block underneath my sitting bones. This does not have to be pretty to get into, you just have to get there. I'm gonna make it look quite easy. So I've got the block about 4 inches behind my heels. I'm opening just a little bit wider than my hips. My toes are pointing out, as are my knees. And then I'm gonna sink down into this hip crease and plant my sitting bones down. The block is nice, 1, for lift, 2, knee pain, right? If we can't go into super deep flexion, stay on blocks. You can also be on multiple blocks. 2 stacked blocks or 3 is good as well. If you've got something underneath the heels, then you're gonna feel a little bit of a difference just underneath the heels. Either way, either one is fine. Wherever you are, stay there. I'm gonna come more into a traditional malasana. So I like to kind of wiggle into mine a bit. It just helps me to get my hips a little more open. I'm gonna plant the heels, and wherever we are, you're gonna feel for the outer leg, and you're gonna pull the legs apart. So you're gonna feel the glutes working here. You're gonna feel the front of the shin working here, and then we're gonna reach the palms forward. Whether you're rounding or not, doesn't matter. Keep reaching forward. This is gonna feel really good on the lower back. And just take a few breaths. As you inhale, walk the hands back, root into the sitting bones. You're gonna think about your 2 sitting bones squeezing together. So I'll show you that again. So if I think about my 2 sitting bones squeezing together, you can see there's a slight lift. So I'm dropping down and I'm pulling up. This is lots of pelvic floor pulling up. Hands are gonna go in front, and you're gonna start to work the head over the sitting bones. So I'm using the floor just to help me balance here. On a block or not, doesn't matter. Hands are helping you to balance. Likewise, hands can be up here to help you balance. If you're on taller blocks, the elbows will come to the knees. 2 more breaths. Keep squeezing in and up. And then we'll release. Come off of your block. laying onto your back. Bring your chair back if you don't have it. Put it against a wall. We're gonna come into some bridge poses. So I wanna be fairly close to the chair here. Make sure that your hair is out of the way. If you've got long hair, definitely make sure it's out of the way. You don't want to try to push up into a bridge and get stuck on your hair. I've been there, it's really uncomfortable. So make sure that your clothing has no wrinkles in it. And then we're gonna bring the feet to the chair. So I'm hitting right behind my heel onto the curvature of the chair, right? So you can see that inner heel there. Both heels are gonna sit kind of in that curvature, and I'm gonna point my toes so that as I push down to rise, the toes of my feet are gonna hit the top of the chair. So before we do that, take a tilt of the pelvis. So I'm tilting forward, I'm really squeezing into my lumbar, right? It looks like I'm coming into a back bend. Now I wanna tilt all the way back to feel like tailbone is coming in and like I'm really rounding into the lower back, pulling the belly in, find neutral. Roll the head of the arms externally, possibly even holding on to the sides of your mat here. This will help you stay external. You're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades in, gently push into the back of the head, push into the floor with the shoulders. Make sure that the low ribs are not jutting up in space, and then really push down into the feet as you lift into your bridge. This bridge feels more like a shoulder stand. So if you're like, this feels familiar or this feels unfamiliar, that is why. Hands can stay holding on to the side of your mat. Keep pressing the head into the floor. Notice how the glutes are wrapping outer to inner, that the back of the thigh is working, in particular, the upper thigh, the upper hamstring, right underneath gluteal connection. Slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Keep pressing the feet into the chair. Lengthen the legs a bit and breathe. So you may notice that as you push and you rise, right? If you have a really high neck collar like I do, it can kind of push into the throat. So you just wanna take a moment and adjust that if you need to. So coming back, roll those shoulder blades under. So this time I'll show you without holding on to the side of the mat. Although if you like that, you can stay there. I really like palms up with the forearms pushing in. It prepares the body for other postures. So I try to work towards other postures while I'm in, we'll say, easier things. Bring those heels back to the edge, point the toes, push the head back, push into the shoulders. As you're ready, push into the feet, squeeze into the back body, and lift. So this time we're gonna think about the pelvis again. Think about that hip crease. Can you open the hip crease even more by pushing and squeezing into the back body? Push into the heels, squeeze glutes, squeeze upper hamstrings. And exhale, release. Let the feet come down. Take the feet as wide as your mat and allow the knees to drop inward. If you don't like knees dropping inward, you can widen the feet and just take a windshield wiper. And then we'll gently roll to your side and press up to a seat. So from here, we're gonna take a front body opener. I'll show you on 2 blocks first. I'm only gonna be on one, but I like to show on 2 so that you can see. So I'll show you from the side. I've got 2 blocks to a small height. I'm gonna then bring my heels so that they are on the outside of the blocks and I'm gonna squeeze my ankles in. I actually want my ankle, I want it to be just at the base of my ankle so that more of my foot is wrapping around the block. My heels are gonna open wide. You can roll the calf out of the way as you bring the sitting bones to the blocks. I need to go back a little bit further. Here I am thinking I'm taller than I actually am. So just adjust, get your sitting bones onto the blocks. So heels are coming more to the outside of the hip. Again, sitting on 2 or more blocks or blankets will keep this knee angle more open. If you're okay with it closed, come down onto 1 block. Rest the hands onto the thighs. And we'll take a twist. Inhale to reach the palms up. On the exhale, you're going to twist to the right. Bring the palm onto the thigh, either palm facing out or facing in. Reach the fingertips towards the floor or to your back. We're going to exhale and squeeze. Find more rotation. Exhale, squeeze. Warrior here. And release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist left. Palm coming to the outer thigh, to the back, or fingertips reaching to the floor. Squeeze the belly. Press the palm into the leg. Find the opening. And release. Inhale, reach the palms up. We're going to turn one arm so that the palm is facing out as you reach back. Now, if you're on 2 blocks, the reach back is going to be pretty far. So you're just going to reach in space and then reach the hand back. So if you're on 2 blocks, you're here. If you're on 1 block, we're really reaching back towards the floor. Once you get there, you're going to take the tailbone and pull it into the body. And you're going to feel a really deep stretch through the front side of the thighs. Even if you're floating, you're still going to pull in, okay? But if you're floating, you're going to feel a lot more work in the abdominals. Release and rise. Coming forward. So I'm going to bring my head towards my chair. You do not have to do that. Just come into a space that feels good for you. Make sure that your accoutrements are out of your way. Have a block accessible. Lay back. Again, move your hair. So block can be to a small or a medium height. It's going to be up to you on what feels good for you. I'm going to go to a medium height, but I'll show on short first. So we want that block to be lengthwise, right next to the hip. And then you're going to push into the feet and rise. Slide the block underneath the glutes. We don't want to be too high into the low back. When you're here, this should feel very flat, right? So if I'm too high up, you see how I start to fall, and there's more here, and I'm inflating or puffing through my ribs. If I'm too low, I pull back, right? Everything kind of sinks. So you want to find that space right onto the sacrum where we're nice and flat. Everything should just feel like it deflates towards the back, in particular this low belly area, feeling that deflation. We'll tuck the shoulder blades under, palms are going to face the sky, and we will rest. If you need taller height, simply push into the feet and lift to a taller height. Take a few breaths to settle. Keep a gentle push into the back of the head.
Nothing too crazy, but you do want to activate the back of the neck to protect the spine. One leg at a time, you're going to take the foot long. So elongate the leg, pull the toe back. My back does not like 2 legs at a time, so this is why I start with 1 at a time. You can elongate both legs if that feels okay. If not, just pull the other leg in. If you have both legs elongated, stay. Otherwise, switch the legs. Bending the knee of the elongated leg and taking the other leg long. We'll bend both knees. Bring the legs back in. Press your feet firmly into the floor and lift. Heels can lift if you need a little additional space. Pull the block out from underneath you. Rest 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way down. Release the heels. Taking a moment. Taking any last motion or movement that would feel good before your Shavasana. Either lengthening out the legs where you are, or maybe bringing the legs onto your chair. So if you're curious about that, I'm really short, so this one feels really good. It's almost like a traction into the low back. You're gonna come really close to your chair. You can even snuggle it in. You're gonna reach the leg up so that the back of the knee is resting right over the edge of the chair, and then just adjusting the body, making it feel good. Legs can be on the chair for Shavasana or into regular Shavasana. Allowing yourself time to settle in and to rest. Taking as much time here in Shavasana as you would like. And with that, I'm going to part ways with you. I hope that you have a wonderful day and that you come back to this strap work again and again to feel the evenness and openness of the pelvis, the back, and the legs. Until next time, namaste.